Can I just say there is a huge learning curve anytime I get new equipment. Why is it so hard to figure out how to use a light? Okay, so today I'm really excited to show you this goodie box. This is my favorite kind of goodie box because it has plants in it. So back home in my greenhouse and in assorted places on our property, I have comfrey planted. This is Russian Bocking. It's a special permaculture blend variety, whatever you want to call it, of comfrey that's meant to be non-invasive, so that instead of spreading like terror, spreading like kudzu, or spreading like dandelions or something like that, it stays in place unless the roots get broken off and move to a different place. It doesn't spread. So that being said, I don't think it's a bad thing for it to spread because you can chop and drop and chop and drop, and it does wonderful things for compost. It does wonderful things for gardens. You can feed it to your ducks, you can feed it to your rabbits. If I keep it unprotected in the backyard, the ducks eat it and it never gets to get big. So I have to actually protect it and put a wire cage around it so that it can grow through the cage, but that for the most part the ducks can't get to the roots. So this I had ordered and paid for, and then I talked to Marsh Creek. It was, I keep wanting to say marshmallow. Why do I want to say marshmallows? But it's Marsh Creek. And I do have the link in the description below. When he found out what I would be using it for and that I was willing to give him a shout out, he sent me a huge box of it, which is super fun. Anytime I don't have to spend money, it's fantastic, obviously. But he sent it to me and it got here in like one day. So that is super nice, very heavy. And I'm going to plant it so that I can feed my ducks and feed my rabbits. Super excited. However, I do believe he's in Florida. Let's see if no, he's in California. So one thing I'm worried about is that these guys will be shocked if I go plant them right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant them into normal boxes. In fact, I'll probably use this box to plant them into because they do need soil on them, and they need to be unpacked and planted as soon as possible in order for them to have the best growth and chance of survival. So here's what they look like. They just look like a piece of, you know, wood, but there's these little tiny little hairy roots on them. So there's a whole bunch of them in here. He packed them in moist pine shavings is what it looks like. And these are going to grow into those big, beautiful, lush comfrey that I have in my greenhouse back home. I was really tempted to have my renter send me a whole box full of them, but the ground back home in Idaho is solid frozen. So I'm going to show you how I plant these, and I'm just going to keep them in the house, let them grow a little bit, let the weather get a little bit warmer outside, and then we'll go out and we'll put them in strategic places, close to the house, easy to water, and close to the animals. Not that everything in my area right now isn't close, because it all is. When you're in a tiny house with a tiny backyard, there, you know, with permaculture, there's planting zones. Zone 1 is right next to your house, and yeah, I only have zone 1. Everything is so close, which makes it convenient though. So I'm gonna go ahead. This is wealth. This is how you grow your own food. All right, so the reason that I start early in the year is because there's going to be some things that don't make it. It's just unavoidable. In this instance, we took them out and we didn't get home from the gym, and so they were out in freezing cold weather. So a few of the onions have made it, but not all of them. So that's just kind of how it works. So I'm going to stick these guys in here and give them a little bit of a respite from cold weather. Let them rest. Whoa, some of these are huge. Okay, so I'm going to put him in his own box, I think. He's huge. And you do want them all the way under the ground. You don't want them poking up anywhere. And once they start to come up as crowns, then we'll separate them out again, and that won't hurt them at all. Yeah, some of these guys are huge. And even a piece just that big. Keep focus, focus. Even a piece that big will create a big crown. So, there we go. Those are good. I have some other things in here that are less than happy. I definitely shocked them. What happened was, it was nice during the day, they were fine in the greenhouse, but then when the sun went down, the greenhouse had not heated up yet at the point when I had them out there. And so as soon as the sun went down, all the heat went away. And they got quite nipped. Quite nipped. Let's see, you look like you want a little bit of water. There we go. So every time I have something that dies, I just plant something else in that same box, and it works fine. And these mats Bobby got me from Aldi's, I believe. And these guys could use a little bit more light. So I'm going to put them there. Move this guy back a little bit so that there's a little bit more light. And there we have it, planted and ready to go in a bit. I'll show you some pictures of what it will look like come warmer weather. And don't forget to go check out Marsh Creek. I believe it's Marsh Creek Homestead. Let me double check. Marsh Creek Farmstead, not Homestead, Marsh Creek Farmstead for your comfrey needs. And this was done a lot faster than I thought it would be. I thought it would be a while before anybody could dig any up, but because they're in California, it gives you a good chance to get them started before you need to put them out in your garden, let them recover from travel. So go check them out.